Hey, what is up, guys? Top 25 here. And I saw him today. My team faced his team. My team beat him by 6. We got 10 offensive plays each.
Hey everyone,
10
this is
defensive plays
trend-craves
each.
here, and in today's video, we're going to be going
Well,
through the
it's just a
top
little
5 kids who got
scrimmage.
caught skipping school. Now I know for some odd
So it's
reason
the
you
strength video. I told
guys
him to
like these kid
upload some,
videos
so
because
he
I
might
guess everyone
upload
loves
some
videos
soon.
with kids, or especially them getting in trouble and shit like that. So I'm just going to keep on milking them until you guys get tired of them. You know, some people might say that I'm exploiting kids for my own benefit, and I'd say, yeah, that's about right. But back to the topic of the video, I'm sure some of you guys have maybe skipped a class or two or something like that. Let me know down in the comment section below if you get a funny story about that. I maybe have skipped 2 or 3 classes throughout my senior year. Just classes, not the whole school day. Like, wow, Trend-Crave, you're a fucking badass. Yeah, I know, I'm hardcore as shit. But I'm sure you and your friends have definitely done some more hood rat shit, considering throughout most of high school I was a rule-following little pussy. But yeah, leave a comment telling me your story. Anyways, these top 5 kids are the ones that actually got caught and then kind of got embarrassed or some other stuff around it with like the news or some shit like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this top 5. And in the number 5 spot, we've got 2 kids who skipped school and had to do some community service stuff and had cops watch over them while they were doing it. And also, they were on the news for this. And honestly, just take a second and let that sink in. The fact that there was literally so little going on in this town that they had to report on 2 kids skipping school.
Smile. Show everybody this is what happens when we skip school. Oh no, you're punished off the bike for 2 weeks. Everything's gone. No Xbox, no bicycle, all gone.
They skipped school, but both wound up getting a lesson in obedience, and it drew lots of attention.
Did you learn your last lesson?
Donated by the police department, the boys went out armed with brooms, dustpans, and T-shirts declaring their disobedience under police supervision. Officers found the boys about mid-morning near an abandoned building. Have you learned your lesson today?
Yeah.
What is it?
Not skip school anymore.
What about you, Corey?
Not to ditch school.
In-school suspension does nothing for kids. Right now, they're more embarrassed than anything.
Moving on to number 4, we've got one that I thought was actually really funny, but basically there's this kid in Colombia, okay, and he and his friends were by the wall that was like enclosed around their school, and this kid, he decides that he's going to skip school and he's going to jump over the wall, and his friends are recording him, and it looks like the friends might have also been about ready to jump over the wall as well, but this kid jumps over the wall, and he's the only one that like fully goes through with it, and then something happens. I'm not gonna like explain what it is here because I want you guys to see the surprise, but it is dead ass funny, and I'm sorry that the video quality in this one is not perfect. It's kind of a little bit shit, to be honest with you, but hey, it is still 480p. I mean, granted, it is really trash 480p, but you know, if you got a problem with it, you can suck a fat one.
Virga, los chotas, güey.
He's got the weirdest laugh in the world. Sorry if
Head
you
on
want
over to
my
number
voice
3, we've
annoying.
got Luna, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know who he is. He's really well known for all his stories and stuff like that. And I know you guys are sitting there saying, Luna's not a fucking kid, Trend-Crave, you stupid piece of shit. You can't put him on this list. Well, you know what? He was younger at this time when he was in school at this point. So he was a kid at one point, just like all of us. So he fucking counts. And I also couldn't find a 5th one. So I'm putting him in here. So if you got a problem with it, fuck off. And he actually got caught skipping class, but it's not like devious like some of these other kids who are skipping class just for the sake of skipping class. He got caught up in a little bit of a mix-up, but this is the only one that says story instead of either news or actual footage. That's just because, believe it or not, there's actually not that many people that get caught skipping class that are actually recorded skipping class, because it's kind of one of those things you don't want to have on the internet. You fucking understand what I mean. But there is a shit ton of stories on YouTube, and this is the only one that's in this video.
You know, from gym to science, you get 5 minutes to go to your locker. And during that time, I just went into the cafeteria and put my head down for a couple minutes, just because I thought it would make me feel better, because I was really nauseous and I was starting to develop a headache. So all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm waking up 30 minutes later, and the bell already rang, obviously, and my class is more than halfway done. And I only have 15 minutes till my class gets out, and I'm like, oh fuck, I just skipped science, and I'm like, shit. So I went to class the next day, and I was pissed. I was like, all right, excuse me, and I called over my co-teacher and my normal teacher, and they both were like, so you have 2 detentions to make up with us. And before they could even like finish their sentences, I was like, I am not attending a punishment for this. He's like, you have to. Bad actions have consequences, and skipping class to hang out with your friends is bad. And that's when I interrupted him and said, I did not skip class to hang out with my friends. We can go to the office right now. We can check the camera footage, because I was in there with my head down for literally 30 minutes. I did not try and skip class. It was accidental, and I didn't feel good. He's like, you didn't feel good? I was like, yeah, that's what I told you yesterday. He's like, well, skipping class is bad. You still have to owe us detention. I was like, I'm not going to come to your detention. You can write me up. You can give me suspension. I'm not going to do that. And they told me, all right, don't let this happen again. We're going to appeal the detentions. I'm going to rip up the referral. You're not going to get in trouble. I'll let this slide, but I'll never let it slide after this.
Moving on to number 2, we've got another news one, but make sure to stay till number 1 because it's going to shock you. That's a really cringy joke, but it's like an actual footage one in the number 1 spot. It's top notch. But this one, I'll tell you what, it is kind of fucking crazy because basically they have like a specific officer that goes around the city or town or wherever and patrols the streets for kids who are skipping school. Just for that, like that's all he's hired for. Now when he finds these kids, he actually gives them like fines, like actually a pretty decent amount of fines. And I think this is honestly a little bit excessive. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below about this. If you think that having a specific police officer go around and patrol for people skipping school is a bit fucking excessive, or maybe that's more common than I think, and things are just different where I live. I don't know.
Guys, tell me what you want to see.
For the schools and the families, you're wrong. In the city of Lakeland, the police department takes it so seriously, they have an officer dedicated to patrolling these streets, hunting down kids playing hooky. Just a few minutes into a Friday school day.
Why is your school, Raymond?
Officer Adam Williams already finding kids where they're not supposed to be. In this case, a Lakeland High School student on suspension, but breaking the rules by not staying home.
You still can't be out and about. It says it on your suspension paperwork.
This teen boy is one of about 30 a month. Officer Williams stops and fines for truancy. Kids who are caught skipping school in Lakeland are hit with a ticket ranging from $50 to $108.
What's your last name?
Most are repeat offenders.
Kid plays hooky one day or goes to the beach or something like that. That's not the majority of what I run across.
Williams develops a close relationship with area schools and businesses. His phone is always ringing with tips about school-age kids wandering the streets, or in this case, an apartment complex. LPD says it's the only department in the county putting this much effort into keeping kids in school.
And finally, the number 1 spot, we've got a girl who was skipping classes, and then her mom decided to come to school with her to make sure that she went and stayed in all of her classes. And not only did she come and do that, she embarrassed her on purpose and also recorded the whole thing and posted it to Facebook, which then got spread all over YouTube and other social media. So here's the thing about this one is that there's a lot of controversy around it because there's 2 different things that people are talking about this one. Is that was it okay to go and humiliate her like this in her school around her friends and peers and stuff like that? And a lot of people think that this was okay, you know, it's good parenting to do that, but the fact that she posted it to Facebook and recorded it in general was too far, and that was stepping over the boundary. And more people are upset about that than the other thing. But there's still people upset about both, so I'm curious to see what you guys think about this one in the comment section as well.
Why am I here? Because I thought I was ditching. I'm not ditching. Really? Yes. Really? Do you want to see the note that's in my pocket?
When was I ditching, Mom?
Every day this week. And I can show you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, Ricky. So guess what I'm doing, Ricky? We're going to hold hands and we're going to go to class and sit together. Isn't that great? Mommy and daughter? Yay, we're going to class together. Isn't it great? Huh? Where are you going? No. Not. Oh, yeah. Let's go to class right now. We're going to go talk to the teacher.
I've went to class every day this week, huh? You've watched me.
This period? Really? And do you know how long she stays? Yeah. That's the problem. She tells lies like, oh, I'm going potty, or I need to go get a drink, and then comes back and says, oh, I was at the nurse's office. But when the teacher calls to ask the nurse, you were never there.
I went to the nurse.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Ricky. You can let go of the lie. I told you and I warned you. Make me come to this school because you can't act.
Sorry guys, the video's getting late because I didn't
Say
take
hi,
this bike.
Facebook.